So African still.
I lost it.
Like a family barbecue just.
You know what's funny? Yeah? I used to see them people like go. I used to watch some people and they'd get the bottle and go. I used to think, yo, your hand must be some made of steel or something. Nah, and then I found out that Budweiser just have a little clip on.
Yeah, there's like, a little twister now. Yeah,
in my hand, think like he's hard as nails, isn't he? But no, basically, yeah. So with this podcast, it was I made an app, very very basic. There's a lot more what I wanted to do to it, but
I knew it was clever, bro. But
coding is very difficult. Like, I just tried to teach myself self-taught on YouTube and that. So like I made an app.
Through COVID days, isn't it?
Huh?
Through COVID, like everyone.
Yeah. So no, like I thought about them, but I was like, not too sure. And then I must have started it. I think last year, maybe last year. Yeah, I think it was last year, maybe year before. But I started putting it together, and it was basically like it's an accountability app. Like I said, I made it mainly for like teenagers, kids in school, and because for the most part, I think accountability is very basic. It's a very simple, straightforward thing. It's not complicated, but at the same time, it's not exactly. It's simple, but it is hard. So the app was just basically. I've always found that like if you can sort of get things into perspective, because a lot of the time, like you might have gone through a certain situation, and then you will say to somebody, like you have it in your head and you feel a type of way about it, and then you might speak to somebody else that maybe like I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe you respect them, whatever it is, or just from who they are, and then they relate back to you, and you're like, well, you know what, and then you see it from a different angle. So a lot of the time is once you've calmed down, if you can put it into perspective, ideally that's like I've always found that helps, especially for like for like kids or teenagers.
Reflecting, digesting it.
Basically, yeah. And I remember like I've seen when I watched it all been on social media and whatnot. I've heard people talk about even like when me and Miss have gone to like couples counselling and things like that. One of the tools that they use is they write everything down. Write it down so you can see what it is that you're talking about.
It's like when you leave a job, they say like do your pros and cons, in it.
Basically, yeah. So you can see it yourself, because I think sometimes if you
just say it, air it, it's just whatever.
Exactly, yeah. So basically, what it was is that, like I said, the app is simple. You just basically you go in and it says what seems to be the problem. Like the first is like an initial message saying the fact that you've taken this step suggests that you're on. So for the fact you've downloaded this app suggests
you're on
that
the accountability journey of.
Do you know what I mean? To try exactly. And basically, you put it in. What's the problem? What seems to be bothering you? You put it in, then you put down, and then it asks you like, whose fault do you think it is? Like who caused it?
But you know what it is, yeah?
Yeah.
Just to cut you down that one.
Yeah.
I've like learned from this, through most stuff we'll speak about. Whose fault is it? It's yours, bruv.
This is the thing.
No, as deep as it is, yeah, it's yours, because you've allowed whoever, Jimmy or that person, to make you do whatever you did or whatever.
And this is the thing. I thought to myself, you know what? I tried to listen to myself. Let's say the person who's filling this in is the most, is your average basic teenager, or just somebody who's just like, they're not trying to take any accountability. I'm like, I'm going to give you that leeway and benefit of the doubt. So when it says on there, whose fault is it? You can put in, it's so and so's. Fair enough. Okay. Blah blah blah. And then it goes to, who's responsible for this? So and it says, and then there's like little placeholder text which says, who does this ultimately affect? And again, you can
affect them, man.
Let's say you want to double down and go, nah, it's not me. Fair enough. The next thing is, okay, what is a reasonable and practical solution? Because even if you want to blame everybody else, you still need to find a solution. Yeah. And even if the solution, so at this point now, the accountability is in your face, because if you're really that. You feel you're really that sort of that stubborn. You're gonna say something really stupid that even is nonsense.
Right? Nah, he's. Look,
do you know what I mean?
They made me go and drink that drink and down it, and then nah, bro.
But either way, the solution has to be okay. Fine, I don't hang around with them people, or I don't go to these, or I avoid getting into contact with this person.
What's up to people? Life is not like they say. Life is like loss and like wins. Yeah, no. It's wins, and there's like L's are learning. It's a learning curve. It's a
100%, yeah.
I mean, it's lessons. So either you learn from that lesson, like, okay, cool. Jess broke my heart last year, boom.
Yeah.
Now Jess is like sliding in the DMs. Okay, man's got nothing going on now. Let me shout to Jess again. Yeah. And then now Jess breaks my heart again. I'm like, boy, Phil, man, like Jess is like, boom. Like, you're not learning from it, innit?
And this is the thing, it's one of them things where like, and this is why I sort of wanted, because the goal was to sort of, is to get it into schools so that when kids are in detention, one of the first things they need to do is, okay, you're gonna fill this in terms of
But
how you got
I
here.
would never do this. Big man, that's not gonna help me.
Do you know what I mean? But it's that thing of you can get
To
the kids
understand why you're in detention.
Do you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And because what it is, I made the thing that because I thought about having drop down menus where you can pick an option. But I thought, you know what? Now let me leave it as you write in because at the end of it, there's a summary of what you've put in.
Yeah, because drop down the messages, they'll just be easy, bro.
Exactly, because now there's an option of I can take, but it's literally the accountability needs to be all the way. So all the answers you've given.
Listen to this. This is where your accountability app is so sick. Yeah, hold on. So by having no dropped options, yeah. So by the end when that summary comes in, you can't say nothing, big man. You wrote that.
Exactly, you wrote that.
Accountability is the ability of the account. In the name of mate.
But that's the thing, like, do you know what I mean? And then even like, and then one of the next like windows is basically to say, look, at the end of the day, like it's not about it's not about the problems that come to us. It's about how we deal with them, and essentially for your own well-being, it's in your best interest to try and figure out a way to sort of to move past this. And there's like a drop down menu. Sorry, not drop down menu. Like there's like on the next window, there's a list of like charities that you can sort of contact. Again, these are for children and whatnot. And it says on there, ask your parent or guardian or just some trusted adult who you can speak to. You can be like, look, I need to, because again, it was sometimes it says like from being a father myself, I know that if I can get to a point when my kids are older where they can come and speak to me about anything, I know I've done really well. But I know that that's not an easy thing.
No, it's not.
That's not an easy thing. So if this app can be like a little window, because if a kid does fill this in and they come to the teacher and be like, look, because you can screenshot your summary, and they go to their teacher and they look, can you help me contact this such and such? That in itself is going to speak volumes. One, the parent's going to find out, wow, for some reason my kid's going to the teacher, and they feel like they need to go to this other charity instead of speaking to me about it. So again, that's a self-reflection on them in a sense of okay.
I can relate to that with my niece. And that's another thing through COVID. She's fine for me to talk about it, as I said. Yeah, like being isolated, like not seeing her friends, so forth and so on. Then she started self-harming, innit? Cutting herself, and like beautiful girl, and then I just didn't get it. And then so she was going through this little journey stuff I didn't know. And now we have the understanding. So when I came out about my stuff, like she texts me now and then to check in, and I check in with her. But yeah, man, the youth since COVID, bro, like how you gonna tell me you're gonna give me a grade on my predictions? And, do you know what I'm saying? So even though I got like C, and then I'll do the test the next time. You know what I mean? It's so dead. So anyway, because most like, when you do like mocks, you don't really do. You're just like,
it's not.
Oh, what miss? That's today. Oh, bro, man didn't even revise it. Yeah, okay, run it then. She'll be like, okay, 2 + 6 is 8. What square root? Allow this one, bro. So I'm mocking it. Boom.
Well, that's the thing.
So then you get predicted grade.
Exactly. Yeah. The fact that you call it a mock, it's not serious. So there's an element of like, don't get me wrong. There's some people that are consistent through and through, and they're what do you call it. But at the same time, it's if you label this thing as it's not serious, then I'm not. It's not likely I'm gonna take it serious.
Just going back to what you're saying about your kids and stuff. Like so I'm like now the person that she talks to, innit? She doesn't like. She feels she's a burden to speak to her mum and dad. So I get what you're saying. So like this app, I think personally, it could be a vibe because most kids like you don't want to talk to your mum and dad about it because then you come home and then they want to like, are you okay, Timmy or Sally? Or...
Well, you got to think to them if you're like. Especially if you come from, imagine like, I remember when we were growing up, my parents are from Uganda.
Come on, brother.
So when they got here, they are full adults and they're who they are. There's very little things I could talk to them about in terms of like life in Western society. For the most part, they're like, what you on about? So, don't get me wrong, luckily,
I can relate.
We had a quite a big family. So I had my older brothers.
I would be surprised if didn't have a big family. African people, we are just, that's one of 10, mum's one of 9. I've got 29 cousins. Cousins that's like 2 years younger than me. And I'm like, what? I'm gonna call you my uncle. Are you what? But
yeah, there's like, I wouldn't know. There's no way I can come to him and be like that. This is happening. That he'll be like, what are you on about? He like in his school, if they got in trouble. They got beats. Like they got the cane.
So you was born right?
Yeah. No, I was born in Uganda, okay, and then but I came in very early, like by like 5 years old.
You bust case. Mate, I got whooped with. I got hit by the head teacher. He called me into the office when he found I was coming to England because I was like top rugby player. Yeah. Big G. Yeah, my man called me on the thing, Mr. Fisher. We used to call him Fish Cop, yeah, because he was a waste man.
Yeah.
Don't rate that. But yeah, call me in. Sasha boys to come to the office, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, I heard you going to England. Big man. So you know the rule in it, the wooden ones.
Yeah.
My man turned it twice, and then he made me go because we had the blackboards in it.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, end of today, I want you to collect all of Block B's rubbers and then clean it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So yeah, man, and I got whipped. My dad was a head teacher in it, so he had a bamboo stick that had some like the white sellotape.
Yeah.
Then he had like just a normal belt for the kids. And then like, yeah, he used to whip kids around. It was fun. Like, that's the thing. He'd be like, yeah, Thomas, you sit there, do the, so Thomas like, all right, cool, Mr. Boyce, I'll help you out. My guy was doing the whole like sellotape around the bamboo, bro. And he's like, all right, cool, you done? Yeah. And I bend over, boom. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like the same. Like, that was the thing that changed. Like, it made you, so you know that, okay, cool, man can't be a dickhead in class anymore, innit?
Yeah.
Because I was like a madman in the back of days and I was naughty. So when them sort of things you think, oh, if I take my nan's apples today, I'm going to get hit again because it happened last time.
Well, the teacher very quickly, like, even like to go back
to what you're saying with your dad's stuff, so yeah.
You learn that very quickly that there's consequences to your actions and tough.
Did you get whippings?
Well. Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, at home, yeah. There was, yeah. I didn't escape at home, bro. Like I said
in front of your friends and that.
I said this. I never got to push in front of my friends because, to be honest, there was no. Yeah, not in front of my friends. I'd get like verbal scoldings, or like. To be fair, it's this year. This is how I know, like, I wasn't, in terms of like being a bad kid. So when we go to church, you see a lot of kids getting disciplined there and then.
You know that.
And do you know what I mean? But the thing is, even seeing that, because that's a normal thing within our community. So when you witness that and you're in church, that's enough to let you know. Okay, let me go sit back down. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna go sit down and wait till Sunday school's over, then I'll go play. Do you know what I mean? But it's it was one of the things where it was something that sort of let me know. And again, I don't think I articulated this as a kid, but it let me know very quickly that there are some consequences that you may not be expecting to certain things that you might do. And again, I'm not, I don't use that approach with my kids. For the most part, I just chat to them, and it's not that deep in terms of, because they're just kids. But I think now as an adult, I'm very much aware that got drummed into me in a sense of sometimes you might do something that you may not think to yourself is that much of a big deal, but the consequences that might come from that may be so severe that you're generally rocked back and you're thinking, wow.
It's funny you just said that, which is like obviously leading to the whole suicidal thing, innit, being on that bridge.
I wanted to, before you go,
I'm not going to go into it, I'm saying, but it's that.
Yeah.
I didn't deep it until you said that everything that you do has a big impact consequence. Yeah, but no.
And it's one of them things, but like, because firstly, I want to ask, how are you now? First and foremost, because I've known you for a long time, and I think it'd be, to say the least, you're a social butterfly, and you're very good at it. Like, and as far as if I was ever thought of someone that might be struggling at all or going through certain things in terms of mental health, again from my own ignorance, I never would have thought you. In fact, we saw each other in Newmarket not that long ago before you put that post up, and I was like, "Yo, same old Sachin, energy's high."
Doggy in that.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It was just like I even got a little bit of nostalgia in a sense. So like, but yeah, like take us through that. Like what? I know.
How can I say it, bruv? Okay, let's just like take it back to, because obviously like I deeped it. Like I feel like you said the words, the social butterfly, the energy guy, the happy smiley person. And it all started, I think, when this happened. When I lost my two aunties and uncle in a car crash.
Right.
My uncle was such a successful young man. He basically ran shopping markets. Right. Shopping malls, not markets, malls. And then he'll go to different areas in South Africa and create opportunities for people, like, so he'll like get the place built up, and then he'll run a team of people, and then leave that place and then move on. Anyway, and then my grandparents got kind of old. Yeah. Granddad got ill. So then he moved back home. And, me and him talked all the time. Like, do you know what I mean? I had friends that go to South Africa, and then they'll take him like a package. His favourite perfume was Versace. Yeah. But yeah, so he was a nice guy, but he was going through a lot of things that we didn't know about. So he came up being gay.
Right.
which again is so the norm nowadays. That's nothing. But big man, in Africa, you are gay, I will hit the
out of
you now.
Literally.
So yeah, he went through a few things and stuff like, and Uncle Michael, man, he was just a very humble, giving, nice person. Like when I was like 16, every time we go home, innit, we go to the local bins and that. And then like, I'm going out with Uncle Michael when he comes home. Got my first little sip of juice and that. Head was spinning, I was vibing, but it was always a good vibes around him, innit?
Yeah, 100%.
But, so anyway, that happened. So when we saw the video that the police sent us, so there was like a truck that transports petrol. Right. And so the car was coming. So we just thought it was a car crash. That's all we heard. And then the car came. So the car was going on the other side, and then you just see him pull into the last minute. Boom. So he just killed them all. My two aunties and him.
Really?
And then no reason why. Because he was building my grandparents' house and helping them, the builders knew he had money, so they were taking advantage of him.
Really?
And I was like, rah. And like we spoke about him coming to England literally the month after. Yeah. And that was supposed to be December. So just remember that word, December.
Wait, so did the crash happen back
2014? Yeah.
Did the crash happen back in England or back home?
South Africa.
Back home.
Yeah. So obviously that's when I came back from Marbella. I was in Manchester, like doing some bits and bobs, so I couldn't really go to South Africa. So my family went, and I just didn't really want to go as well, man. Like, I hate funerals. Like the amount of you'll see in a minute how many people have died in the last 10 years for us.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I was like, my man commit suicide, isn't it? Like, that's mad. Deep. What? Uncle Michael. Anyway, didn't deep it. Support the family and stuff. And then I was always the Sachin, like at the Rock. So boom, that happened. Cool. Next thing going, like, coming back from Marbella and stuff. And then I'm trying to adjust to UK lifestyle because of so forth. My mum and dad were needing me to come back home, some family illness and stuff. So boom, that happened. Second thing then, my brother's wife passed away, Angela. Just sudden death. Again.
Really?
November. We was on the phone calling because my dad and that was going to come over. They just adopted a little girl.
Right.
Brother called my dad. This and other. He was meant to go over to South Africa in December. So boom, that happened. And then a few facts, like my granddad passed away. My cousin got stabbed, child, and like he was like my close boy, involved in gangster stuff back home. And
again, this is in
SA, everything's there. Like it's just me, my dad, sister, that's here, and my mum.
Yeah.
All family back home, innit?
Right.
So then it's like family, like, oh yeah. Like, brother, spending a bag of sand or, freaking, you get the cheap flight for £300, but you go to fucking Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Netflix, all the way back to, that's long. It's like you traveling, 2 days. So if you want to go straight direct, it's like £1,000-2,000.
Right, yeah.
So they don't understand that. They just think, the pound, the money, the queen, the pound is, you're strong. So I didn't go to many of these funerals and stuff. My family did.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll run the stuff, I'll support everyone, blah, blah, blah.
Right, yeah.
And then cutting it forward now to basically that all these deaths and stuff. One of my close mates, Dom, he was like a mentor for me in the football game. He's working with Kyle Walker and stuff at Man City. I had a player at Man City under 21, so he was showing me the ropes and how things are going.
Yeah.
And the 16th of December, bro, my guy just called it a day. And
Serious?
I think, what was it for me, man? With all the stuff with family, like I moved back home from Essex after a car crash I had last year. And my dad rented out my room in it, with the house, just a week before.
Really?
So I normally just say whatever. So I slept on the sofa, but we've got leather sofas in it. So like where my window, the window for the living room is, if the sun's out, bruv, it is hot. Like you're just ones. So bro, man, got my 2 yoga mats on the floor.
Jeez.
And so that's been since October, bro. And like,
jeez,
man thinks I'm not saying this to be sympathetic of that. That's a setup, bro. On the floor, gym, yoga mat, little pillow. Yeah. And that's from October to now. Every day I sleep on that floor, And every day I get up and I do what I do. Yeah. Because since that day when I decided, when that guy Steve pulled me back, I was like, okay, God's saying to me. Because in the car crash, I was out cold and woke up and I was like, rah. I was meant to go. So it just made me think, okay, there's more to life. Because again, I'm not meant to be here. My mum got her ovary tubes closed. She was like, after my sister, I was like, big man. I was that sperm. I was like, today I'm busting case. So yeah,
dinner survivor. Yeah.
And then my grandma's always said I'm a special child. I'm a special, unique one. Blah blah. So yeah, man, getting off that floor every day, bro. Like even today, like man gets up and I'm so like the whole uplifting video vibes. Yeah, I don't care. Some people don't like it. Don't care, bro. Don't change the channel.
It's one of the things where like I remember like there's a guy. Do you know a guy called David Goggins?
Come on, bro. I don't sleep. I just drink. Basically, I was sweating in there.
Like
that was a wham, and then just
like because I listened to his book and like that when you just show me that picture of where you're sleeping, there's like as he says something like he talks about like when your life is way too comfortable or when you're just too comfortable. There's a detriment in that, and there's like there's a power in being like in sort of stepping away from comfort and getting and almost. I think it said being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
My next that's the thing I live with. It's in my background. Yeah, you have to be uncomfortable being. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Sorry. Yeah.
Because I think and he'd say that he'd say that when he said what will happen is like he did all his Navy SEAL training, but he talks about how. He does his best work, or he's at his best when things get really difficult, because for the most part, and I think from all the things I've heard on like in terms of like anything I've seen on social media, or any like sort of podcasts I've watched and things like that, for the most part, I think as far as sort of getting better, you need some trials and tribulations. So I think to be able to get yourself in a mind state where you're now, because like. It's almost like subconsciously because even where you sleep, where you rest is uncomfortable.
Oh, bro,
like this chair, that chair there is more comfortable than what you just showed me there.
Yeah, but
so the fact that when you go to rest, you're keeping yourself in that mind state of I need to.
The thing is though, yeah, even Angelique, yeah, she messaged me last night and she's like, "Do you ever sleep?" And I was like, "The thing is, yeah, when I'm like up and active, yeah, and then I go to sleep." Like, I'm so used to that floor. I'm not even asked. It's not even like, even now, like, they're like, "Oh, should we get you a bunk bed or like a little mattress and that?" And I'm like, "No, I'm cool. Like, it's not that deep. I just roll that bad boy up, boom, I get going. Next day, I roll it back down." You know what I mean? And that's just calm because for me now, getting a place in Cambridge, it's just not the right fit in time for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not financially there where I need to be because of, again, another conversation we'll have in a minute.
But even that, though, to be able to get to a point where your maturity, like, you at no point have you mentioned. It seems to me at no point is it coming to your head of what are people going to think where I live. You've just been like, it's just been literally. It doesn't make sense right financially, so I'm going to wait until it does, and then I'll do that. But for the most part,
do you mean at first it's one of the things that when I moved back, don't get me wrong, the first like 2 months, I asked my dad and mum, like I was just on that floor for days. Like first, I think it was 2 weeks is the max I did.
Yeah.
I wake up, go for piss, come back, and I'll just lay there, turn the lights off. No one comes in, like they'll come in.
Yeah.
And it was just a case for me where I think it was after 2 weeks, I don't know, I was just thinking like, bruv, like what's this? And I was like, on Instagram, I watched this quote. Kevin Hart said it, the sun goes up no matter what. Do you know what I mean? It's going to go up in the morning, it's going down at night and the moon's there.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do, just sit and waste for what? For what reason?
Yeah.
And again, going back to accountability of what you said, I worked for a few different companies and stuff. I can't mention for a legal side of things,
Fair enough,
but a few of them, like you said, social butterfly, mate, I was bringing in people to them. I was going to events and stuff, and I put in work. But what, you need me in Liverpool at 12, and you need me in London at 8. Okay, cool. Man, we'll make that work. Boom. And that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
Bro, I used to sit on like McDonald's in King's Cross, bro, because I've missed a train to Cambridge,
Yeah.
And to sit there, and I'm not even going to be sitting in the line, bro. It was like some days there was a little burger that was left there, bro. I don't have the money to do it. So man just
100%.
And like Eric Thomas said it, bro. Steve Harvey, them man out been. So I thought, hold on. Yeah, why am I being so sharp? But yeah, bro, I literally.
But the thing is, like, this is what I mean when I have this. It's interesting. Even with my kids, like I make a point and it's difficult for me to sort of try and make them understand these basic things of like just basic survival situations in terms of, as you said, like you're in a position where I've missed the train, I'm hungry, and like what am I gonna do here? There's an element that like I say to my kid, there's this phrase that always comes across that floats about at the dinner table when the kids want to be a bit like panicky about what we're giving them for food. And I say to them, you don't want to find out how important food is. I'm letting you know that now. And I say to them, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know how bad it is, but I got close, and I'm letting you know now. You don't want to be at a point like you keep telling me you don't want to eat the crust of the bread of the sandwiches. You don't want to get to a point where you're like, yo, I just want some and it's difficult because as parents, as parents who try to make everything comfortable for them because they're your kids, but at the same time, there's a part of it that's like, I think I don't know if I'm really prepping you for life because should this safety net that we're providing just there's gonna be an element like,
yeah, bro, they don't teach you that at school. Like, when's the last time you used a Bunsen burner? Exactly. Thank you. I mean, so like the things to me is that teaching the kids of stuff of like, look, you know, when I live in my bay and stuff, money's been up, money's been down, and and I've learned something as well. Like, well, some of the pictures and videos, like I was rolling around with some very interesting people. So we used to like go to like different places. Like, so you do the season in Marbella. And off season, like, all right, lads, like, where are we going, mate? What are we doing, lads? So that says it all in the accent.
Yeah.
So yeah, like my birthday, 21st, boom, we went to like Vegas, bro.
Did you?
Penthouse, done it big. I was like, what? But again, because these guys, they just live that lifestyle of like, okay, we make money, we spend it, and I learned that it's like the one analogy I say to myself, yeah. Mum and like my dad, like family's like, look, save money for a rainy day, And I'm like, all right, cool. So now I've like get my money back up and stuff and learning things. If you save money, the one thing I say to them is like, all right, cool, I get it. If I save £1 million, over a space frame of 5 years,
yeah.
So 5 years, day one, I die. Who gets to get that hard work grind? So I say to people now, like I make money and I spend it and I save a little bit.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I just genuinely, if I haven't got the money now to go to Auntie Susie's wedding, I don't have that money because I'm living life every day, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do you know what I
mean? Yeah, you can't always, like, you can't keep the raining day mentality all the time. I think for the most part, it's like a hollow victory. It's I remember ages ago. I remember when we were younger, my cousin, he got a job as a chef. He was working in the kitchen. And at some hotel, don't get me wrong, it's not that it was big money, but at the time we were all kids, so
he's doing it. He's the
big
one
money,
yeah.
But the thing is, he was working like 12-hour days, so he would work, like get up first thing in the morning, come back late night, go straight to bed, and he was getting, again, for us as kids, he was getting a lot of money, but he could never spend it because he was just tired, and he only sort of managed to enjoy it when he finally sort of I think what would happen. I think it was only a temporary position anyway. I think when the thing ended, because he had got it through agency. So like when it ended, then he was able to spend it all. But he was like, "Yo, I wasn't like that. Money was just there. I could never use it, and for the most part, I was so tired that
I can't do it.
Do you know what I mean? It was like a hollow victory. So yeah, I don't think you can. I think there is an element you need to sort of kind of smell the flowers while you still have them. So and I think you're right. I think it's a case of save a bit. But enjoy. So and again, not say just go spunk all your money. But if you see an experience and you like something, by all means do that. Do you know what I mean?
But but that's what just learning. Like even when I was in my bed, like me, all the guys I used to chill with and like the stuff that couldn't be put on social media because of certain people I was with. But like, bro, Maldives, Monaco, Dubai, Bora Bora, Cancun. Yeah. I've been everywhere. I've been on private jets and stuff. Yeah. So like even for me now, I'm like, okay. I've done that. It's been fun. So me grinding, grafting is not like the end of the world. But now I'm at that point. So since that whole bridge situation happened, and I'm not going to lie to you, bro, it wasn't the first time. That's the second time. The first time was when I was in Essex before the car crash. Yeah. I was working mad hours and stuff. And there's this bridge where I walk like to the train station, innit? But I was like the motorway. And I was just like, you know what? I contemplate stuff in it. Yeah. And there's like days even on my sister's house through COVID, I was like, if I jump off this like second floor, I might break my legs, but then I can get the blue badge, innit? So them sort of crazy dickhead head things I think in it. So yeah, but then so when that happened that day, I said to myself, you know what? How can I change this into, like you said, accountability of the people that have affected my life, or I work for this person, they didn't appreciate me. My ex-missus, never had a missus, relax. Yeah. Do you know what Do you know what I mean? So that's the sort of thing of where I just decided that one day that, look, it's my fault for allowing these people to get me to where I am.
Yeah.
That's what the deepness about the accountability, like you said, because I could blame like, oh yeah, my sister didn't love me, my mum didn't. No, why didn't they love you? Why did you not do to make them? Do you know what I mean? So that's where for me, I just look at it now in the sense of where, hold on, I'll go to bed at night. It's me versus me. And when I go to the gym, I'm not gonna wait for cheer me because people are like, yeah, I want to come train with you. I don't really train with many people.
Yeah,
I don't. And when they do ask me, I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's only one person, my brother-in-law, man like Graham, top guy, man. Honestly, through the whole time of COVID, through the whole time of what I've been going through, he's been the one person because when I messaged him, I said, you know, no matter what, I love you guys, yeah. He knew straight away, boom. Because my phone was ringing and then man like Steve who walked by was like, you all right, mate, what you doing? I was like, yeah, just catching the breeze, man. He's like, what, catching the breeze? So it's like, yeah, just. So then he walked off, he's like, your phone's ringing. I was like, yeah, it's fine. And I think like he put 2 + 2 is 4, quick maths, big shack, maths not hot. Then grabbed me and then, man.
Like, and this is the thing, like, because I want to ask, because in my head, I think to myself, like, I'm sure, like most people, like, in my head, I consider myself like a mentally strong person. You know, but when I really, and I take that back, I used to. But when I really thought about it, I realized, you know what? And I remember I had this conversation with my missus. I said, because she used to say, oh, you don't really get anxious, do you? I was like, nah, not really. And then I realized, then I thought about it and I was like, wait a minute. And the reality of it is this. I just avoid things that make me anxious. So there isn't a situation that I've been, if I see something, so if you said to me, Phil, let's go bungee jumping, I'm like, no, because that makes me anxious. So I wouldn't do it. Now, of course, these feelings come up in lots of other different things. So for some people, it's being in crowded places. For some people, it's, I don't know, meeting new people.
One of my close mates, bro, it was 2p and 1p coins.
And this is the thing, it's like I said to myself, I realized that when it comes to sort of overcoming anxiety and things like that, I realized I have very little experience in that. And I realized that I thought to myself, you know what? If a situation came about that really actually did make me anxious, I don't know if I'll be able to actually overcome it. So there's an element that the reality of it, I've just not been tested. Don't get me wrong, I've grew up in an environment that allows me to sort of cope with most things that, you know, the average person within the UK, within Western culture, might be a bit like, oh, this is a bit, do you know what I mean? So if I lose my job, I'm like, I'll go get another one, whatever. But in terms of actually my character being tested to the limit, and I learned that, like I said, when I became a dad, when I was like, well, Jesus. I remember I've said this before, one of my first episodes, I was sitting there, and it was about 4:30, little man wasn't going to sleep. I'm looking at him, he's looking at me dead in the eyes, like, I'm not sleeping at any point. I've got to be up at 6:30 to go to work. And I'm sitting there trying to rock this kid to sleep. And I'm sitting there thinking, yo. And that this, you know, I had a little thought, I thought to myself, this is where the man go get milk and I come back. But I said to him, but like, and the thing is, the feeling came and went within like a second. But and I
was stressing. I'm in there thinking, what am I gonna do?
I was genuinely so scared because I thought to myself, and I said to myself, you know what? And I realized, at that moment, my heart went out to any single parent. I thought to myself, if this was it all day, every day, if I felt like this, there's no way I could go on. But I want to ask you, like, you seem like somebody, like I said, from what I'm observing, you're kind of somebody who's like, you've come out the other side, or at the very least, you're definitely on your way out the other side in terms of going through these sort of, these like turbulent situations that you've had. Like, when you got to the point where you was like, you know what, I might just end this, or what was sort of going on in your mind? Was it just a case of, for me, like I said, when I had my moment of, I don't think I'm cut out for this, it was fear. Like a big, I have a fear of not being able to be the father that I'm supposed to be. That is fear.
Hold on, what is the father that you're supposed to be?
That's exactly. The person
what is the age that you're supposed to get married?
And this is exactly, that's what I mean.
What's the age you're supposed to get a house?
Do you know what I mean? And this is the thing. It's that, and you know what it is? It's that thing of, am I who I think I am? Because a lot of times you like, even like as you know, as a youngster, as a teenager, in your head you'll go out and you think, I'm so and so, I'm this, that, and the other, whatever. Or like, you know, even let's say when you first start going out with your mates, in your head you might think I'm Johnny Big Bollocks. Then you get punched in the face and you're like, okay, maybe not. Let me relax a little bit. So it's that thing of when you start going through life as an adult.
Hold on, remember my birthday in Leeds. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, we'll gloss over that. But then, like, I remember, like,
you know what? Man, like Big Malachi, but we won't mention the person.
I remember we went into the lobby of the DoubleTree, and Malachi's there in his stacked up. Yeah, I swear everyone in the lobby was like, "Oh shit."
It's so big, bro.
Oh my good God, Jesus Christ! But yeah, like
shout out to Malachi.
But yeah, it's that thing of
I was crying.
Like, yeah, am I who I think I am? In a sense of, am I a patient person? Am I strong-willed? Can I really lead my family to, in terms of if shit really hit the fan, can I be the rock that's necessary to sort of, to really just get them through life? And I think at that moment, I just had a wave of fear of, you're not cut out for this. And like I said, it came and went. And for the most part, I've dealt with it in a sense of I've accepted that there's like I'm not as tough as I think I am. And the only way to sort of try and get to that point is one, don't front. Just don't front about it. Don't pretend like you are when you're not. So just be quite open about it and be like, you know what, this is tough and this is hard. And for the most part, like I'll never, like when I since I became a parent, when I see parents that they don't necessarily act as as responsible as they should do, I'm like, I can see why. I can see how you get there, because if you're like, especially if you're in a situation where you don't necessarily have support from your other partner, I can only imagine why, like how you get to that point. So for the most part, it's made it easier for me to, and now I can breathe. I'm comfortable with that. I'm like, okay, I can. The kind of the fear is still there, but it's not. It doesn't like it doesn't dictate any of my decisions or anything like that. But yeah, I wanted to know, like I said, for me it was fear. I mean, what was it for you when you got to the point where you're like, I might just check out?
Oh, do you know what it was, bro? Like going back to what you're saying about the whole butterfly social guy and stuff, and I had people like from the various different places I worked at just say that I won't become shit in it. I'm just like nobody, nothing, and I'm like, my skill set is like that person. And I think that day, I don't know what it was, man. I just came back from the gym. I just sat at like the park in it, and then I just looked at my phone and I just thought, like, I had like 3 messages like from family and that, and I'm like, I don't know, like the to be real about it, I just didn't expect my mum and dad to have their divorce. Yeah, I didn't expect,
When you said that when you mentioned it in the car,
man, 36 years together, bro. Like,
that shocked me.
36 years together. My mum changed the locks on the doors. Like I was left with my shirt, my tie from work, and then
because I never, just interrupt, but like again, something like that, you'd never think when you got to a point where you're more or less your own person in the world in terms of you left the nest or whatever it is. You'd never think something like that would still affect you to such an extent. But until you mentioned that, if I thought now, if my mum and dad said, they're getting divorced, I'd be like,
yeah, because it's not heard of in Africa, isn't it?
No, like, they just
when you meet freaking Elizabeth or Jim or John or whatever your partner is, that's destined to be like divorce in South Africa is really rare. Same as most countries in Africa, isn't it? Unless you're certain other countries, I'm not going to mention names, that you got 20 wives and that. They know which countries. But yeah, so when that happened, man, because my mum was like, mate, they say like, a son's first love is his mother, innit? Yeah. And me and her were close and connected. So then for me to speak to her, there was that element. So every year for like her birthday, I message her, Mother's Day, and she doesn't reply, which is fine. But it was that sort of thing. I make the effort to see her. So it was that, and then obviously with work things, and then, I was like living on my sister's sofa, for example, and I just felt like a burden. Like there's days where I just sit in the park, bro, for hours, like, because I was just like, let them man have their family time. Yeah. I'm like, where are you? I'm like, I'm just at the gym. And they're like, well, you've been 3 hours? I'm like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But also the another thing I learned as well, man, which is kind of like you said, social butterfly, people, friends and stuff. Like, everyone's like, this is my 3rd Facebook account. Yeah. After my Bayer. my Twitter got hacked after 25k followers and stuff.
Really?
And so everyone's like, bro, you're famous, you know people. And I said to people, look, we've got Rodney, we've got my sister, my brother-in-law, I've got families that like friends, even like Angelique yesterday, like, you know, I was in Manchester last year and she like reached out, we spoke. There's certain people that I say on Facebook are friends.
Yeah.
The rest of them are acquaintances that I've experienced a moment with.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. So all of that stuff, honestly, in that day, I was like, you know what? It was last year Christmas, yeah? I didn't text anyone for the first time in like the few years.
Yeah.
And like a few messaged me. And I thought, you know what? Like, you know, Happy Christmas, Happy New Year. Friends that I thought, people.
Yeah.
So when we used to be that, oh, Sasha, let's go party. So when I stopped going out drinking or not messaging you, and I said to people, it takes two to tango, innit?
Yeah.
So anyway, so that day, man, it was just a case. So when I sort of reflected on like, I was like, you know what? My phone don't really go off as it used to go.
Yeah.
That's fine. My family's a bit up and down. I missed the shit out of my uncle and that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my guy that just passed away, like multi-millionaire and stuff, he's my mentor, he's taught me things.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know what? Maybe it's not worth me being there, innit? Like, and that's just literally what went through my head.
Yeah.
I just jumped on my bike, bruv. And then, because I do this route, I call it the twat lap in the morning, innit? Like, so you go down Trumpington, Addenbrooks, and then I just knew that bridge, innit? So I thought, boom. And yeah, bruv, like, it wasn't a fear thing. It wasn't a... It was just a case of like, bruv, man is tired of trying to...
Right, yeah.
Like, and I saw this video of like Jim Carrey, innit? It says, depression is your body saying it's about deep rest. You're tired of this avatar of the person you're portraying and stuff.
Yeah.
And your body's like, big man, like, I just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like me, like, worrying about, if I don't text Phil today, oh, mate, you didn't text me, bro. And I'm like, come on, bruv. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So that's the sort of conversation, the things were going through my head.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a case of like, it was literally like, I don't care anymore. Literally, bro. Like, that's the deepest. The first time I thought about it, it's like, just bantering in my head. Like, you know what I mean, when I was in Essex. But this time, when I tell you, I was just like, yo, there's a train track. I'm done. Left literally my phone, my wallet was all there. Right. So people could see my name, whatever, if they needed to find me. But I was literally... The fact that
even that, like you... Like, even, like, I couldn't imagine even having that thought process and thinking, you know, just... Even thinking that in the sense of, like, just in case people need to know who this was.
Yeah, man. Because it's a train track. I don't know if a train got to come over. Because that's the thing I'm thinking. I'm going to jump before the train and that. Because I seen one guy one time, because I used to do travel a lot. Some brother jumped before, but he jumped too early, innit? So when he jumped, it hit, and then he, like, didn't sort of go.
Right.
And then the second time was in Liverpool. Some guy dropped just right, so then the train just... So he was just dismantled.
Really?
So that's when in my head I'm thinking, well, I knew that source. That's just so like messed up as well, because I was thinking these sort of things. But I thought, in case I wanted to know, man. And I was just literally, bro, I'm telling you now, on that day, yeah, I was like, nah, I'm done, bruv. Like, what am I doing here? Like, no one cares about me. And then only to find out afterwards, like my brother-in-law, like when they found me, like Steve, like called him up and they cried, and I was like, bruv, like I'm sleeping on your fucking sofa, innit? Like in the mornings, like my guy gets up at 8 o'clock, goes to work, and I'm just there, like. So that's where the like early morning gang came in. I'm thinking, all right, cool, boom, let me get up early, let me go do this like 5-mile run, and then not be there, so then they can have their family, breakfast and that, and then I'll come back when they go to work, innit? Because I was working from home, man. So like, I mean, in the evenings, I used to go and just fucking chill about in the park, like go train, and then just because obviously like staying at my sister's house, man, and like I appreciate them for taking me in, but yeah, it was just a case of where I just don't want to be that burden.
What's the thing is that I can imagine, like, I can imagine that when you're like sort of someone that is like, look, I don't want to be, and especially it's difficult because especially when you know that these people want to help you, and it's almost like it makes it even harder. So yeah, naturally you try and sort of make it a bit easier, because I find this, because if I'm ever at someone's house for long enough, I don't know, I'd get an element of, like, I'll start to sort of, like, for example, if I use a cup, I'll make sure I wash it up there and then. Because in my head, I'm thinking to myself, I don't want you to think I'm so slow.
Yeah.
So it's these little things.
We brought up in around this area, and then most of my friends have been whining it. So they're like, "Oh, feels very nice. I clean his car." Do you know what I mean? So that's why they're like, "Oh, don't worry about that sash." And I'm like, "Nah, man. I've been talking like." So most of my friends' mums are like, "Hi, madam. Hi, sir." They're like, "Nah, call me Shirley." And I'm like, "Well, unless you tell me that."
Exactly. I'm not gonna.
Because if I come in like, "All right, Dave, who's this?" So yeah, I get what you're saying. So cleaning up the cups and stuff is that when you're someone's house, is that respecting it?
Yeah.
So when you're living there, bro, like
that's the thing. And I thought to myself, if I lived it would be a case of if I lived here, I would. Yeah, and the thing is, especially if they have a family, there's an element I'm like.
But don't get me wrong here. Like through COVID, like it was like a godsend because Graham he's a health. Sorry, what's that worker called?
Key worker.
Key worker. That's what they're. Let's clap for them.
Absolutely, definitely.
Dead thing. What was that about? Anyway, we'll address that another time. But yeah, so then I looked. So I did this homeschooling in it. So my sister wasn't really well at the time, and so I said like, you know what I mean, my little nephew, man, like Joe Wicks. Oh my god, that guy. Rate him, Joe Wicks. You were a sick guy, but bruv, every day you're into you. It was just okay. Do the soldier, do the march. Okay, now we can do that. Do you know what I mean? The first 2 days, I'm like, yeah, Joe Wicks. Boom. Day number like 6, I was like, yo, Mikey. I was like, uncle, we have to. So yeah, anyway, so then me and him, like, you know, got onto that and I was helping them with that. So I was like, boom. And then like, oh, thank you for it. But I wasn't doing it as like, oh, because you're doing this for me, I'm doing that. Yeah. I just did it because you needed me to, because I was there. So what do you think? I'm just going to be in the room or just be that guy? Exactly, yeah. Because you just be weird. Yeah. So like we had the table setting. So like we did the schedule, like 9 o'clock, my mum was there. Like 10 o'clock they have like their break and then 12 o'clock lunch. So I did the lunch and then so basically my little nephew, top G, on the job here. My niece, yeah, they was like, yeah, I'm gonna just work in my room. I'm like, no. I was like, she's like, I'm not at school. I was like, yeah, but I'm trying to keep you like, you know what I mean? So when you go back to school, it's oh my god, my little nephew's like, yeah, Joshua doesn't like, his friend Steve, was it Harvey, what his name is? He's just like, he's so like he doesn't know what to do. Yeah. But I'm uncle. I'm very like big man spud me in it. But that's thanks to me. So I wanted to be in that sort of routine. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what I think for me is the same thing. Like in the mornings and gymming and stuff. Like you lot see on Instagram. I'm like, no matter what, bruv. If I'm up late, whatever, I'm making sure. I'm in the gym, bruv, because it's again going to back to you saying being uncomfortable. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, isn't it? It's you kind of. I mean, I have this thing like when I do personal training, I always try to tell people like at some point like with some of my clients, they'll get to a point where they'll come in and I can just see the energy is not there today. Like I'll be like, you know, let's test out the waters and we'll do the first set and you can see they're just. Yeah. And I again I try and make points to be like, you know, mate, when I was a PT, that's the one thing that just pissed me off. That okay, this is gonna, you know, like, oh. Sachin. Right, and this is a good one. And this is the thing here, like, cause like, there's an element like, especially when you can't motivate people, bro. That's the thing, and I try. You couldn't help them exactly, and I try to say, I try to say this, and I try and sort of work. So we'll do the set, and I say the struggle. I said, look, don't worry about these times. I'll make a point to say to them, look, don't worry about. The time when why are you signing them a dream for, bro? You know, no. I said, don't worry about what they like when you have it. When the time when you don't have like a strong set or you struggle, because for the most part, like them ones count more. I said to them, the days like today when you don't feel like it count more than the days where you come in all energized and you're all, because for the most part it's easy that day because you're motivated, but. The time when you know when you're dedicated to it is when you're like, this is long and you turn. I said the fact that you turned up here when you're clearly not in the mood to do this, that speaks volumes. And to be honest, you're gonna have more of those days than you are the other days when you're like, yeah. So I read this quote like 4 years ago. Yeah, Mike Tyson. He said, "Discipline, is doing something that you don't like but that you love. Doing it like you love it." And that's what it is. So that's I remember I heard that and I was like, that's tough. And it's the thing, that's where you like. So you clearly heard that and then that's what you dropped to you. Like, Sally, today, for you to be here, it's part of this. It's not a remix of me. So shout out to Mike Tyson, he used you, but he didn't drop your name. But like, I remember like when I was going to go into the Marines, back when. What? Pull that real up the DJ song.
Oh yeah, what? Like literally, like before, literally. Oh, this is way back. This must have been in 2011, 2012. Yeah, I was going to Marines, and I did the whole. You have to do like something called a PRMC.
Yeah, they're like pre-training.
Potential Marines course, where you have to go there 4 days, and they just
big one. Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it, and I had to go.
Like, hold on, run me through the training, bro.
I went. How many times did I go? I think I went there 3 times. I went there 3 times,
dickhead, bro.
So the
3 times you do it.
I went there. So I went the first time, and again, it wasn't like as if like. It wasn't as if like because I think so. Basically, you have to do. So there's like a handful of tests. So you need to be able to do a mile and a half in like, I think at least it says 11 minutes, but when you get there, he tell you want to do it in. He says if you go over 10 minutes, you can fuck off. So he said, but on the paperwork, yeah, it says 11. But maybe like if you fucking go over 10 minutes, you can fuck off. Like, fair enough. And then I think he has to do 60 push-ups in 2 minutes, and then I think 80 sit-ups in 2 minutes or whatever. And you have to be able to do 8 controlled pull-ups, like full-on some pull-ups. And again, like. And then when you hear that, you're like, oh yeah, okay, that's all I got to do. But then what happens is you get there and then it's like acting always have extra shit. Because basically their whole
they reel you in.
Basically their whole thing.
I went to the Marines. The advert you see, like basically amazing now.
The whole thing was that we need you to be this. We need you to be able to do this when you're tired. So for example, the run, you run it first. You have to run it and then you run. I remember one guy, yeah. I don't know where it came from, but the country was, I'd never heard of it. It sounded far. And he must have just practiced just doing the mile and a half. He's like, yeah. And what happens is you run it together as a troop at a rate of like doing it in about 11 minutes.
You say you saw something for what? Country, yeah.
Yeah, country, yeah. Because he got people from all around the world from coming. He literally, I don't know where it come from, but I'd never heard of it. In my head, I was like, that might be Timbuktu. It was far, bro. It wasn't. No, I know that. I don't know where the other place was. And the thing is, like, he must have just practiced just the mile and a half.
No push-ups, no pull-ups.
So he didn't even get there, bro. Because what happens is this. So he's like, all right, lads, we're gonna run it. We're gonna run it there. You're gonna run the route so you know it, and you're gonna run it back in best effort. And I was like, that sounds like he's telling us we got to do 3 miles. But I'm like, surely not. Whatever. Ignore it. Yeah. So we've done it. We've done the route and we're running as a troop. And again, I'm confused. I'm thinking this doesn't seem like a competition. We seem like we're all running in unison like this. Yeah. In 3 groups, we're all And I'm like, so we get there. That's the end of it. And this is why I knew my man fucked up because. He gets there. He starts high fiving everyone. Yeah, we made it the first time. Like
what, the guy from far away.
Yeah, he starts high fiving people. Yeah, we made it. Yeah, like happy for everybody. Nah. And then the corporal comes out and goes, "Right, lads, like 10 minutes, go." Everybody sets off. I can see even in my profile, I can see this guy like what? Because he's heaving. Yeah. So literally, what happens is, mate, he goes. The corporal said, "When you're running, there's gonna be a van following you." If you go behind that van, you're going home, yeah. And literally, yeah. But like, so we finally, like, we get there. We managed to get to the end, and at the end of it, like when we have to all meet up back at the, because it's in Limpstone in Devon.
Oh my god, you know.
So when we get there, oh yeah, they pay for you to take a train, like some long train, long train. Jesus Christ. But we get there, and my man, funnily enough, pulls up in the van because he was too slow. They picked him up, and it was a weird thing because I don't think he realized he was going home. So they got him to get in his suit and sent him back to the train station because at Limpstone, I don't know if it's still saying that at Limpstone, it's the only train that goes.
Yeah, it's the only one.
It's the only train.
It's Limestone.
So literally,
don't worry.
So they send him off, and you can see he's confused. It's like, am I in? Am I out? Am I in? Am I? Like, do you know what I mean? But it was I went there the first time.
Like, so what happened then? Why not?
Oh, because what happens is you do all those tests, and then what happens is they do, when it comes to, I think, the second day.
You have a UK permanent, innit?
When it comes to the second day, they then do this sort of, it's like a steeplechase, like basically when you're just running through the woods and all that. No, in fact, before that, they take you down to bottom field. That's what they call it, bottom field, and they just beast you with exercise. push up, pull up, all of that, just running, calling, all of it, they just beat you because basically then they need to know that you're good all the time.
Yeah, tough.
And that bit, it was just didn't make it. I was like, fair enough, whatever. I didn't make it. I got sent back home on the second day. I was like, no, what? Got back. Then I started proper training, doing. I realized, okay, I'm not the top guy I thought I was. Let me actually put some work in. Blah blah blah. Second time I went.
Saw me, you like, yeah.
The second time I went, I started. What do you call it? And then I started. And then I did all right. Got right to the end, but on the last thing you have to do, there's a 4-mile run. After you do all the beasting and everything like that, the last thing you have to do a 4-mile run back to camp. You have to maintain a 7-minute mile pace. Yeah. So.
Oh man, that's dead.
I'm jogging, and I'm like, bro, that van is following me, and he's like, you better pick up the pace. I like him, Bill. Nothing left. Literally, bro. Yeah. It picks me up, and he's like, yeah, sorry, mate. And I'm like, and then the third time, I remember when I get there, mate points me out. He says, "You've been in before, ain't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "This is your last chance." He said, "This is your last chance." I was like, "Boy," but then by that day, I remember that time when I did it, there was there's no, because I'd banked everything on this. Because for the most part, when people go, from what I've seen, people go to the army and they're like,
my guy pointing you out like a pagan, bro.
It's usually people who are like patriotic, like their dads was in it or areas. So yeah, no, so you
the van.
Yeah, so he was asking me, what is it that?
So what made you carry on? Because you said like, that pinnacle, like for me, every day, like, I don't want to be that person, or what sort of like triggered you? Because the first time you went, or the last time, they like the van hit you. So I'm saying to you, like that moment where on that fucking spin bike, I was telling you, my bum was hurt. I was like, my knees, like I'm doing this, I'm telling you, my knees felt I was about to crack. And as soon as I saw my dad walked in, and he whispered to me, he was like, "I'm proud of you, keep going." I was like, boom, it's game time, let's go. I had another half an hour to go, bruv. I was going in like next level. Like
I saw a couple of the clips, man. Like, it was like that van, the way it was like a reminder of,
if you get in there, you're done.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a case of whoever you think you are. Yeah, you're not. Not to say that. Not to say that you're like, again. It's a case of if I had got in that van, but knowing I'd given it everything, that's different. And I was saying like they kept saying something. They said,
but hold on, no. If you're getting in that van, you haven't given it everything.
But this is the thing. Because they said, you think this is about the fitness, and it's not. We can give you the fitness. What we can't give you is the mind state. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah. So feel your shit, feel your this. If you can't accept that in your head, like I've learned, it's if you can't control the external, who's the internal feel? Because internal feel is the one that controls internal feel. And it's you versus you. You're your only balance. Exactly. You're your only enemy.
And this is the thing. When, like, it was that, like, every time when that van was following you, I remember the third time, I was like, I can't get in that van, because if I get in that van, then it's almost like I'm gonna have to find some new identity, because it's a case of, like I said, because it's either that I'm not willing to put, like I said, the first few times I was kind of aware. The first time I knew I hadn't tried hard enough. The second time I was doing alright, but what do you call it? Something happened with my hamstring just went. But even then, there's no excuse.
Yeah, you can't.
It was I should have stretched, but again, I should have practiced hill sprints. I should have been practicing these things so that my legs can become adjusted to these, like it can get used to these things. So I'm not getting I'm not getting sort of muscle pulls and whatnot. So it was a case of, so the first time I was like, you know what? Like I literally, my brother's friend DK, shout out to DK, he had like an old Bergen, one of the army bags. I got some towels, put some weights in there, chucked them in there, and I just got my boots on that I had. And anyone that would have been around in London at that time, about 2010, 2011, would have seen me running up and down that road, because I was like, there's no way. Literally, bro. I'd say to myself, I'd need to say I'd done whatever it takes to try and get there, because if I quit this time, it just means it's not for me. But I'm not somebody who gives up. Do you know what I mean?
Phil's run every day. Yeah. He's done it. He's come with his medal.
And the thing is, and again, lo and behold, once I'd done it, and when I got in, it was a case that I realised, okay. And again, this is that thing of once my mind cleared and I was the anxiety and the pressure of failing had gone, it was a bit more like I was like, okay, really and truly, what I should have done in terms of exercising, I should have just done this, should have just done that, should have done this, blah, blah, blah. I should have just probably run for this. Then all of a sudden, my brain's clear in the sense of, because of course, when we get there, and they started sort of putting us through training, because you've got to train to do all these free tests at the end of the 8-month training. And I'm like, I should have just been doing this, and I would have been absolutely fine. But again, it was that thing of, like I said, it was that first sort of feeling of, let's find out if you are who you say you are. And like I said, lucky enough, I was able to sort of go past that threshold. And again, now I'm in my latter years, I understand that you don't have to sort of, if you fail at one thing, that you don't have to let it dictate your whole life. But I think at that time, the way my mind was then, I think I probably would have. Yeah, no, I think I would have been like, this is it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you said it down for me, bro. Like even for like from where I've come in, like the amount of DMs I get of people saying like how proud they are, how inspirational. Like, I'm not an inspirational person. Do you mean I don't know. People say that. I've had this individual from New York reach out to me trying to work on a project out there.
Yeah, I saw that you wanted.
Which I can't say much about now, but again, it was just like when I got that message, I was like, after the 12-hour spinathon I done, he was like, yo, boom. And that's something that where, again, like what you said about everything that you do, you're training, you just can't get back to like, if I'm here now the third time, the fourth time, like everything that you do, it has to be for you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for you to decide that last time, like, okay, cool, big man, I'm here now the third time. Yeah. My guys feel like outing me out.
Literally, in front of everyone, you've been there before, ain't you?
So then now, that's like, oh, okay, yeah, so you're Phil, the guy that's been here.
Do you know what I mean? But it was like
it's the pressure that's put on you as well.
Do you know what I mean? But it's a case of can you take that pressure? Can you handle it?
Is that the time when you done it?
And that's the time I've done it. Because he said, this your last time, mate. After this, you're gone.
Again, like you said, that it's not like a negative, yeah. So like for me, I don't know. I wanted to probably ask you the same question, like when you started the podcast and when you started your whole wellness, again, everyone for what's this wellness thing is stupid. I'm guessing you got that.
Oh yeah, 100%, mate.
Number 2, this whole podcast.
Nah, I won't do that,
I'm guessing. Yeah. So hold on. So like for me, as much as like the impact I'm doing, the positivity. People, when I speak to them and say to them, like, look, bro, I can go in my DMs right now. I've got people on the day like, the uplifting videos. Okay, look, the uplifting video thing, it's like, I've got about 8 people, every morning that like show me like, oh, mate, your videos give me the energy, your vibes. Yeah. Look, I don't do it for them. I don't do it for whatever. I do it for me because it's like, what I'm doing is to show people like, yo, I'm up before you lot brush your teeth.
Exactly.
I'm in the gym. And the second thing is that I'm doing this vibes because it's me. So what I'm doing and where I'm going with, I'm going to carry on and do, innit? So that's just who I am. Yeah. So the whole factor of where you've gone from them man saying like, yeah, nah, he's not going to, and going back to what I'm saying, it's like the trolls that I have on a daily, but you think you're better than us, you think you're this, you think you're that. So just wanted to ask you, because I can't speak to Mo Gilligan or Kevin Hart. I've messaged them. Yeah. But all the trolls they get, like, did you decide to address them when they said, nah, Phil, don't start this whole wellness thing, or Phil?
No, because by the time I started my wellness thing.
No, but I mean, did people message you and say like, oh, it's not gonna work? Or?
No, I had that more face to face.
Face to face.
Nah, but by that point, I'd already got to a point where, by that point when I started my wellness thing, I'd already got to a level of understanding that. Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, if someone says, if you're engaging with somebody...
Wait. But how did you deal with it? That's what I wanted to ask.
Oh, I dealt with it. Well, this is the thing, because I already knew that
people... Did you expose them online to give them the...
No. Because I knew it's something internal in them. Because the thing is, that some of the people that were saying it, they didn't know me well enough to know whether or not I'm capable of it, or whether or not it makes sense.
Like Spider-Man, the young one, the new one. He said... He said, if you have a problem with me... Then text me. If you don't have my number, then you don't know me.
Pretty much. It was that. It's the case on. There's like, if I say I'm gonna go do this, and you're like, nah, I don't know. It's one thing if my missus says to me, I don't know, you should do that and then she'll say because.
But even then, I know your missus, but it's you.
Absolutely. And
you take it on board because if it affects the kids or the family, okay, cool.
Yeah, so there's that. But most of the, and again, that's why I said 9 times out of 10 is in some cases it might be like, you know, they've got a point, you shouldn't do that. But most of the time, what they've done, you say someone, I'm gonna do this.
From down the pub, like, I used to be a footballer, but I broke my legs to Phil. You shouldn't do this podcast.
Well, this is the thing. What happens is in their head they're thinking, well, if I did that, it's gonna flop. So that's what happens. The response you're getting is that you tell them you're doing that makes me feel a certain type of way. So I'm gonna go, nah, man, because it gives me anxiety. So for the most part, it's like. I knew that, like, one, I know I'm not insane because everybody should be exercising because that's what your doctor will tell you. That's what this. So I know I'm not insane. I know that I've done the job. I know that these jobs take a toll on your body.
That's one question. Has anyone ever told you, like, to stop training because it's gonna kill you?
I think I have, but I think they have. But I think for the most part, I don't think it's gone in my head.
No, I'm just asking because the people say you train too much, you need to rest.
Oh yeah, no, I've definitely had them.
I'll rest when I'm dead, bro.
I don't know about that. And no. What it is,
calluses, he's got gangrene and some
most of the time
cankles in there.
They want to feel better about them not working out as much because every time they see it, they're like something tells them in their head, you ain't doing nothing. And they're like, and then for some, they have to then address that and be like, nah, but it's because he's doing too much. Yeah. So I'm gonna let him know because really, do you know what I mean? And that's why I'm not. No, you're not doing it because you're lazy, and because it's in your face.
I'm not interested to ask because
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So yeah, 100%. Like if someone says, listen, you're training a bit too much. Usually they'll it'll be someone that's a bit more clued up, and they'll ask you first. What are you doing? And then they'll tell you.
I can argue that one. I don't care if someone's clued on you, mate. Okay, hold on. So when I had COVID in 2020, I went vegan. I went plant-based for 6 years, and I had people say, you need your protein, you need this. Big man, all I ate, was chickpeas and couscous for 6 years.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And I'm being serious, like chickpeas for lunch, chickpeas and couscous for dinner, and then I had overnight oats for breakfast.
Yeah.
6 years, never no one protein whatever. Do you know what I mean? Obviously now, again, to something that we're going to introduce everyone to, so like me doing the 70 hours, I'm trained to be a chef. I've got one of the
hands off to you.
Best mentors, big brother, I can call him as well. Don't call him a friend because he's not. He's a brother. He's a mentor in the sense of Shout out to Kareem Roberts, aka I Am Broke Dinners on Instagram. Yeah, bruv, look, I opened up some oysters, I cut myself. got bare little cuts. You
need them scars in it just to show that you.
Man tripped over here running to get some lettuce, I hit myself on the fridge. But anyway, so again, that's gonna be all revealed next year, like next month, of what we're doing in that my new career path. But man, it's just been a case of where Kareem, man, honestly, this guy.
Like I said, I saw some of the foods that's cooked on. I was like, I couldn't name none of these, and they all look mad elaborate. So,
mate, the guy is he's intellectual, like wording of food and stuff. Yeah, it's unreal. But the stuff he's taught, it's like the intense course in it. But anyway, we'll reveal. I
can't wait, man. I can't wait.
He's gonna be. Hopefully, he'll be on the next podcast of us.
Yep.
Yeah, he knows it. I know it. You know it.
Absolutely.
We know it. No, you guys know it. Jesus Christ. Rice and peas with the cheese. But so man, like 70 hours I'm doing at the moment, bruv. I'm training twice a day.
Yeah.
But man, like the whole point, like of what I'm saying, like your definition of what you said about wellness, and you've been that person, bruv. Like I've seen it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because I was like that. If anyone who knows me, before, way back when, I was a very chubby kid. Don't get me wrong, I put on a bit of dad weight now, but before that, I was a very chubby kid,
aka dad. But
do you know what I mean? But it was it took a while. But again, I think it helped me a lot in terms of, like I said, discovering who I am.
I saw a clip of you and Phil trained up or whatever. You got that Uganda like what 180. I was like, what, man? Yeah.
So, but it's one of the things where it's like I think it helped me grow, especially like I said, through sort of since becoming a dad as well. I think it helps sort of in terms of discipline and sort of, and I think even for yourself, from what I see, like with your with your situation about, you know, with the with
Just
your
to stop,
journey
yeah.
of,
Man needs a jumper still for the gym. Anyway.
oh, yeah, no, I'll hook you up, definitely.
Today or tomorrow. Because black people always say, yeah. Today, yeah, agree?
100%. Oh, yeah. 2 years later, saying
AKA hashtag black problems.
But like when you just quickly just touch on, like, you know, the train situation, I can only imagine that your journey back, you just keep maintaining discipline in terms of working out has helped in terms of just keeping you focused in terms of, you know what, at the very least, let me try and take care of my health while I'm on this journey of rebuilding and sort of or just even sort of just coping with what's going on in life in a sense.
But can I just, obviously now you're talking about training, yeah. Alright, okay, obviously man's like I used to be like a level 3 PT or whatever you call it, and you meet these like new 6-week PTs, like, yeah man, I can train this and the other. Okay, whatever. You can't learn. Every day is a learning curve. Like, mate, like I read books every day. I learn stuff. Like, so the one thing, like, when it comes to training, like, man, like honestly, there's a few things I want to speak about, like real talk, in this whole purpose of where I've come to and where I've become.
Yeah.
Like training, is the first part. The second part is about how you train.
Yeah.
Do you mean? So like for me, like today, I'm not gonna lie. 2 o'clock I was doing letters, so I've got like, since I've started this journey, like charities and stuff that I've learned, like when I used to do the whole sports agency stuff, a lot of companies and people I work with that have watched my stories, they love the whole, you know, men's mental health awareness I'm doing. So they've reached out and stuff, and I can't do everything and anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fair enough.
Yeah.
But like today, I was like, went to the gym this morning, done my letter stuff, went to bed about 3ish, and then I was like, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I wasn't gonna come today because I was like, I am tired. But at the same time, I was like, I need to be here. So my training, literally, I did back today, So I done the pull downs, done the pull ups, I done the rows and stuff. So each training, was literally 4 sets, 10 times, and then that was a case of literally no rest. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 10, and I swear to God, the last set, because I knew it's my fault for being late, but it's not my fault because I should have done it earlier. But my training sessions is like so intense that I don't even understand myself. Like,
well, I think it's that thing of like, like I said, I think for the most part, like I said, because you seem to have a grip on this accountability thing.
Oh yeah, man, no.
You implement it almost all the time.
Phil, let's go to the gym tomorrow. Alright, cool. I'll meet you at 6. Phil don't turn up. Oh, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna go home. No, man. Exactly. So now, am I gonna be accountable for Phil not being there or for me? So if I don't, why did you not train?
Oh, well, it was supposed to be Phil there and he didn't turn up, man. Yeah. But I think it's that thing of, if you can sort of, because I think like I said, it's a simple, straightforward thing, but I don't think everybody, I think most people don't. I think they just avoid it because it's easier. It's easier to just be like, especially if you say, Phil, I was gonna go train with so and so and they didn't turn up, so I didn't go, or they didn't like for example, as you said, I'm gonna meet you there at 6. It gets to, what do you call it? Like I'll message you at 5:30, make sure you're going. 5:30, I don't hear nothing. Now I have a choice. I could ring you and be like, yo. Oh, but if I don't want to be accountable, I'm gonna leave that phone.
Big man. I learned this from day one. When I've had people say, yo, I've seen how you train, blah blah. I'll meet you. So I said to people like, okay, cool. I'm going to do, so like on this charity work I'm doing, so London to Paris, London to Italy, Bristol to Amsterdam, that's all for men's mental health. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's amazing, I want to get involved, blah blah. Either you donate or you get involved, come with me. But I just know for full well, when it comes to this, like, you know, April, May and whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna be there. When it comes to tomorrow morning, like, I'm going to be at the gym. At first, I should be like, okay, you know, he's not here, so I can go home, innit? I'll do that for 2 weeks, innit? And I thought, hold on. And after that, then the spin-off-on, like, bruv, like, I call this, like, shout out to my hairdresser, Lizzie. She's like, what? You've got 2%, like, I call it 2% belly, 5% belly, innit? So I was like, look, let me just take off 2 days off to rest, because everyone's like, you need to rest. Bruv, man was yamming food, chilling, like, just like, oh. And then I was like, whoa, what? I saw the 2 bits, like, there's 2 things I don't take off here. My socks, I got one toe that since rugby in it's moving a bit mad.
Just mad.
Yeah. So yeah, it just.
Yeah, but mafia are horrible, bro. Mafia are horrible. And my missus tells me all the time, don't touch your feet.
Man's got the Paddington wedding boots on. AKA Doc Martin, he's upgraded. But anyway, my toes, don't to get out. Like when I go to gym, it's like shower. To be fair, I go to the disabled shower. I know, I'm sorry, but it's excluding it.
Yeah.
I did a shower one time in the main, and then some guy, he was from some area, and he was just sat there watching me in it, and I didn't like it. I felt uncomfortable.
Fair enough.
Shout out to the LGBT community. I love you, but this guy was moving mad. But anyway, so that's what I'm saying. So like all of these things there, like for me now, I'm like, Phil, let's go gym. If you're not there, I'm going. So now when people say to me, so unless you ask me to go to the gym, then I'm like, alright, cool, but I'm gonna be there. Yeah, it's not gonna stop me. So that's what I'm saying. So like the whole discipline for me at the moment, man, like I want people to understand that. Yes, like you asked the first question in the beginning, which I didn't address until now. How am I? Honestly, I am so good, bruv. Like, in a way of where mentally, I'm so much more stronger that where... Okay, let me just wheel it up. Yeah. I checked myself into rehab. What was it? Like, a year before, 2 years ago. Yeah. Man, like, when I lived in Marbella, I was drinking beers and stuff, and I came back to the UK. And anyway, I was working for a company, so, like, me working... Yeah. Like... NI number, what's that? Oh yeah, the tax code is this and that. So anyway, so I didn't know that, but I was working for a colleague and I was like helping her and stuff. And I mean, one night I was just basically backing bare tequila through COVID like on that night. Yeah. And I was rude, disrespectful, and I just woke up the next day. I was like, what the hell, man? So yeah, man, check myself into COVID to like That's for you to check yourself into it. Feel like to honestly, check yourself into it, bro. Reflected to it, yeah, bro. And that's the realness about it now. Like I can say and openly say it. Rehab, yeah. You can tell me like, yo, Sachin, you're drinking too much. You're drinking or you're. It doesn't matter what you tell me, but so yeah, it takes for the individual that's going through that. Because I've had uncles, I've had family members, you mean like, yeah, I'm fine. So anyway, I checked myself into rehab, man, and that taught me a lot. I learned, like, so for me now, boom, this next, like, 3 weeks, I'm going into the dungeon, the cave. No one's gonna, like, anyone that's got birthday or anything, don't shout me, bro. Because I'm not involved. So so I learned a lot from when I went to rehab. I did it 6 months. I stuck to it. There's a few things they were saying and stuff, like, you know, that was like, alright, cool. And it makes you realise that it's not just you going through it. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me now, if I want to...
Well, you said the sun's going to set and rise each day.
Bro, the sun's going up tomorrow morning. So it's there. Like, so, I mean, but again, it's like for me now, yeah, how I live my life moving forward, yeah, since I wanted to kill myself, it's as simple as this. One, I do what I want, when I want, but I do it with respect.
100%.
If I'm out with you, I'm like, yo, yeah, let's get our tops. Yeah. I don't do that session. No, do it. No, everyone's got their space, so you respect it.
Absolutely.
If I'm out with dinner with a lady and she says bye, that's bye.
Absolutely.
Do you mean? So I'm at that point of me in life now, man. That
because like I wanted to like you touched on it before, but I just wanted to sort of just quickly to go back on it again. Like in terms of you mentioned that, you know, when you was again, I want to talk about the specifics of the job that you was doing, but in, you know, when you were sort of within like the sort of talent scout
sports industry,
in the sports industry, like I know you mentioned about sort of because sort of again in terms of who you was, there was an element that you was kind of you was willing to do the work in the sense of whatever needed to be done.
I was being a hoe in that industry. Hold on. Okay, let me finish before that.
You know what you said, like, my first thing was like...
Nah, I'm serious face. I'm gonna just adjust. Okay, so when I said, "Hey, go and finish your laughter," that's what...
Okay.
I was being a hoe on the Friday. I'm joking. Nah, I was saying I was being a hoe. And what? Cinnamon bun, what?
Them strippers have them dodgy names like cinnamon or sapphire or something. Go.
Sapphire is a known rock from Uganda. That's why he had it in his head. But he's meant to say peaches, aloquacia, shaniqua, and shaniqua. Shanae. Yeah, it's not day. Wait. That's not Friday. Man's on the lie day. Yo, shout out to my guy. Anyway, I was being saying I was a whole like where, mate, I was anywhere and everywhere. Someone said, yo, boom. Like, this person's there. This person's there. Like, I was everywhere and anywhere. And that's what I mean as in a whole where I had to be anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
But again, bro, like, I've learned from the different companies. Like, mate, I worked at freaking a jeweler's, yeah? And I had contacts, like, my boys that were, like, just spending dough on just watches. Like, I'll bust you a little 10% tenders. And I'm like, yo. What, 50 grand? Where's that little... So, yeah. So then I've got a couple of friends from Liverpool, man. They are very, very nice people that collect debt on a very nice way. Like, all right, mate. What, man? What, mate? Are you serious, lad? I will go there anyway. Do you want me to get the? I was like, raw. I've got African brothers back home, bro. But yeah, again, the sponsorship, the visa's a bit long in it.
Too expensive.
Yeah, but anyway, no, real talk. So all of that stuff, bro. Like, yeah, people took advantage of me. Phil. Like, and that's the thing is where all these companies, man, like from working at Tesco's and Asda's and stuff just for like a week or two because man like Steve has got, I'm a supervisor, 20p more than me, like Sachin, nah bruv, don't talk to me like that, and I expose them in it. Like, you can't be, a title doesn't mean nothing. Going back to my post about sacking, I went to a certain brand in London.
Please talk on this.
I went to, okay, so basically, obviously I used to work with Adidas, I'm Under Armour, Puma, Nike and that to help sponsorship deals for players. I'm not going to say the brand and stuff because...
Yeah, that's fine.
The person that I know that got me it, she's a good friend
Absolutely,
of mine. The guy walked in, so basically, when I lived in Marbella, man done well for himself, and then, so I thought, you know what, let me go down. So I had the rollie on, my little presidential I got, all iced up, So I pulled down I wore trackies, I thought, I'm going in there. Because everything that you see, like even today, like it's real rap raw. I'm not going to pretend or say stuff, oh yeah, I killed myself, but I didn't want to kill. No, I mean, I tried to kill myself. Just for fun, for Instagram. So anyway, so I had the watch on, but I covered it. Walked in, man like Richard, senior executive at whatever. He's like, oh, hi. Is this Sachin? And I was like, nah, my name's Sachin. He's like, oh, but I saw on Instagram, it's Sachin, Sachin, okay. I was like, no, Sachin. It's like, well, same thing. I was like, your name's Richard, but I don't call you Dick. And everyone like was like, and he's like, what? Do you not know who I am? I'm Richard, senior supervisor. If you're not, and he's like, do you see the Rolex on my arm? Like, this is date just 24. I was like, big man, this is a presidential gold, iced out. But hold on, no one cares. Thank you very much. And I left. And then she walked after me. She's like, mate, do you know, like, why did you, they're about to invest £25,000. I was like, look. If I sign my name now to this guy that can't respect my name.
At the very least.
So everything that I'm doing now, like even with this whole, like me doing my climbing up the cheese grater in London, like zipline with the gherkin, I said it straight up, like I'm paying, I've donated £250 to myself. It's now to about £320, If no one supports it, big man, I have to reach £1,000 in it. I don't care. At the end of the month, I'm gonna put in £1,000 to reach that. It's for a cause of people with miscarriages and stuff, and also cancer research because my dad lost his older sister last year. Again, November. It's a mad month. Ooh. So that's what I'm saying. So everything that I'm doing, like I'm cycling London to Brighton, Dimension. My granddad had it, man. I love that guy so much, And like I used to be like, he used to come home so like, Papa, can I go to Jeffreys Bay? I couldn't say the word Jeffreys Bay because I was like dyslexic, if that's a word. I wasn't, but apparently that's a word. So then he just knew me. So when he had dementia, I was the only child that he knew. So yeah, shout out to God who spent 10 minutes extra on me. All my cousins hated it. So that's what I mean. Dementia, I've always wanted to do something for him. But because of the past not being able to, so now I'm in that position to where, man. So I applied for this in like what, March, but because of the backlog, I wasn't allowed to do it. So yeah, so I didn't expect that. I'm climbing up the cheese grate on the 9th, 45,000 steps, and then 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm cycling London to Brighton. 45 miles, but I'm not gonna lie, big man. My uncle always said, don't bitch about it. Do you know what I mean? So the training and stuff I'm doing now, so I'm working 70 hours a week with this new career. I've trained to be a chef. Shout out again to my guy Kareem, man. The intense course, like I'm telling you, bruv, man.
I can't wait to you that like you bring that to fruition, man.
That's gonna come up soon, and obviously he's gonna come to the next thing. But this guy Kareem, man, I met this Donny, fresh on the boat from Antigua. That's not the accent, by the way.
I was gonna say. That's some 90s garage thing, bro. Sound like Alicia Dixon.
All right, fuck it. One block. What's that black girl?
Which one?
I'm just trying to cuss you as well. You said Alicia Keys.
That was Alicia Dixon.
From Mr. No, black. It's not light skins. Mixed race. Hold on. I'm gonna find it now. I don't give a shit. Hold on. That girl. Miss Banks, bruv. I can't say Stefan Long because she's light. You're Miss Banks.
I'll take that, man. I'll take that.
Anyway, Mr. Alicia Dixon. Don't go back to being real, but nah. So, bruv, yeah, all of the stuff I'm saying to you like today, like realness of everyone, anyone that's going through anything in life, like Phil was talking about the anxiousness, like you haven't experienced it. Like, look, back in the day, I used to always use alcohol or something as my let go mechanism, man. And, you know, like you said, no one knew. But I was always that character where I've learned, yeah. I'm from Africa, same as you.
Yeah.
I go home, bruv. And like my auntie will give me her last piece of freaking eggs or her last piece of like meat, and I'm like, I'm coming from a first world country to a third, and that's what I've learned about life. Yeah, since then, since the age of like probably say 12.
Yeah,
to be grateful of what you don't have. Like we moan about, oh my steak's burnt, or the pagans are like, well done, kill yourself, don't care. Do you know what I mean? Or the chips is this. Whereas like my family, man, they'll have some potatoes, some carrots, some whatever vegetable, and some rice, and they'll be happy. Like, and that's what I've learned now for me since that journey. Yeah, shout out to my guy Steve again. Can't say so much about you. It made you realize that what you said to me earlier, bro, about the consequences that it creates from what you do. Yeah. As much as I didn't know I was appreciated, and like some people that reach out to me, no time for them because you weren't there for me in the get-go.
It's a bandwagon thing.
But it's the same people that was like, you know what I mean? Like, mate, I put up a thing, donate this, yeah? I've got 580 people look at my story.
But no.
Well, one person donated.
Yeah.
And I'm not here for it, and I'm not for that. I don't care. But at the same time, I'm here for a good cause. All the trolls I get every day, and... Brother, I'm gonna be real to you. Like today, I am tired. Like my uncle passed away yesterday. I've had to deal with my family, calling and stuff. But all I've got to say is that life goes on, man.
There's the thing because I think this is what it is, isn't it? You think to yourself like, I think sometimes you have certain situations where you're like, you know, like a film, like it's gonna end soon. But with life, it is a case of like sometimes if you and this is that thing about, you know, being in such a comfortable situation, sometimes where the detriment comes into it, because you get comfortable with that sense of comfortability, and a bit too comfortable to an extent where I don't know. It's like what would happen is that something bad would happen, and again, naturally, you kind of have this thing where it's like it's just happening to you, and immediately you kind of internalize it, and you're like, okay, I'm going through this, that, and the other. And you kind of, for a second, in the back of your mind, you forget literally there's a million bad things happening to a million other people who are feeling the exact same way you are.
Let's just stop there for a second. Like I wasn't gonna mention it, man. But just hearing it all and just hearing the stuff outside, bro. Look, the main reason of all of this stuff, man. Not many people know about it, but yeah, man. Man's got a little daughter in it. My little Beatrice. I'm getting a bit emotional about it, but you're going to see what I get. I wasn't going to bring it up. I told you about this.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Let it out, man. I don't think you have to say any specifics, but
no.
You can say how you feel.
I'm gonna say how it is, bruv. I'm tired of holding it back. I was got told, don't mention my daughter's name. Don't mention this. She's 9 years old now. But hold on, like you just said, like, it's my freaking life here. I'm not being rude. I'm not gonna mention about the backs of it all. But 10% of it, like, Phil, man. Like, it's been my door, man. Like, I'm sat here now crying. Like, I've been wanting to say this from early. Yeah. And I haven't been able to, but why can't I? Do you mean, if this is going to affect, I don't care anymore. I don't see my daughter anymore as it is. Our mum's an amazing mother. I will say, I'm not going to say nothing here to say about it. I just haven't seen her. But missing my daughter, not seeing her, I spend more time with other people's kids than I do my own. But accountability is the key word that we said about today. That's the whole purpose. I haven't been... No, I'm not going to sort of make it out. Yes, I've had my ups and downs, but I've done nothing wrong but be there for my daughter. Yeah. But yeah, man, that was one of the parts of where if she didn't call me back, yeah, you would not see Sachin here today.
I can only imagine, because I think when I...
But you said about father stuff, now we can open that to it, like you said. I don't want to... Because there's stuff that you were saying earlier, and I'm like... I know what you're saying. I know what you mean. I know, like, big man. You don't, like, when you said your son asked you, Dad, what's a car? It's a vehicle. Oh, what's a vehicle? Big man, I don't. What
they call it a vehicle for? But it's like, I can only imagine what you like how you're feeling when you talk about, you know, you haven't seen your daughter, because I don't know what it is. I think with my son, like, every now and then I sit there and think to myself, like, with my son is, we had him first before our daughter. But I remember there was a time where I thought to myself, you know what? If something happened to this kid, then I think a part of me would go. And I tell you what, if I was to ever, like, open up one of my biggest fears, like, it would be, I never want to face that test of not being able to sort of have my children in my life. Because, like I said, I can only imagine how you're feeling, what you're going through, because I don't think I'm strong. I don't think I'd be strong enough to handle it the way I'd need to handle it. And I think I can. And again, I think it speaks volumes with the fact that you're
5 years, bro. I've not seen your like little like specimen growing up. Then you see them for a year, if that, and then it just gets taken away from you again. And again, going back to it, like, being a father and a parent, yeah, there's a way of things, okay? So when you're a parent, or you can't be a parent through FaceTime. No. You can't. In this whole legal side of things, the women's always right, whatever. But FaceTiming a kid and then having to then see them once every 3 weeks, yeah, it's tough. So whenever I got to see my daughter, and I don't care about me talking about it now, I really don't. If it affects it going forward, it just needs to be told, because this is part of the people I've met in my journey from men. Yeah. You got men that are in prison, in and out, and then Julie be like, oh, I love him still, but he can see his kids. He's in the birth certificate. I'm not the birth certificate. I don't see my daughter regular. I've got no parental responsibilities, bruv. So I'm going to tell you, the day that I told my daughter off for the first time, yeah, it's led me to being like the victim, the like bad parent. Yeah. But how can you be a parent on FaceTime and seeing your daughter once a month? Yeah. One. So man, yeah, like, I wasn't gonna talk about it, bruv. Like, it stopped me from going on things. But honestly, bruv, I've been so low from that situation of where, what is this like? You know, like Mo Gilling said, Ofcom, when they're on the Big Nasty show, isn't it? Yeah. Bruv, there's men, like, I had this guy called James, yeah? He was paying for this girl for 16 years. To be fair, the picture he showed me, the girl looks a little bit like him still. Nah, found out after 16 years, yeah. It's not his kid. So, that guy, like, bruv, he's not with us no anymore. He was in, like, the dad group that we're with. It was literally the year before I killed myself, like, I wanted to kill myself. Yeah, because he found out then, he called me up, he was like, Sash, you never know what. I was like, what? He's like, mate, Amy's not my daughter. I was like, what? Ooh. He's like, yeah. I was like, how are you? He's like, I'm fine. I was like, where are you? He's like, yeah, I'm just in London, because he lived in London. I was like, alright, cool. I went to go see him, and then again, everything rosy, everything sweet. Like, you know, we went for some food, chilled, had some vibes. Next day, his mum had like her friend's birthday, sort of like gathering. Never thought nothing. Left. 2 months later, his mum called me. And then he left a note saying like, look, for 16 years, I spent birthday trips, this and the other, days where, like months where she will go out, get whatever, and leave the kid with me.
Yeah.
Because it's my daughter. And then to find out that. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't care.
And this is like, as you said, you can't be a parent through FaceTime, because being a parent is more than just sort of, you know, biologically.
Bruv, I'm not on the certificate, yeah, and I pay money, yeah. Some lady called me up from CSA, it's like, oh, you have to. I was like, look, what's your name? She's like, oh, Sarah. It's like, Sarah, if I called you up, yeah, and said like, look, I've got a kid, you're the father, how does that define? Legally, I haven't got to do nothing. But my dad's always taught me, as a parent, you pay your responsibility. Like, big man, she's got my forehead, bro. Like, there's no denying it. If I go to court, there she is there, bro.
Bless her, man.
Yeah, the forehead is there. Like,
no,
she's got a nose. She does gymnastics, ballet. I'm like, yo, when you turn 16, you're doing rugby. I want you to get bust up. So. She's got this little Chinese kid in the class, and I went to a sports day last year. He's like, hey, Beatrice is nice. And I'm like, move. And she wears these leggings, innit? Because we're African. She's got the. I was like, Beatrice, tuck your bum in. She's like, Dad, it's tucked in. I was like, tuck it in more. She's like, nah, man. Bruv, all these. I said to her, yeah. There's 3 black guys you love in life. It's your dad, your uncle, and your granddad. I don't want no roadman. You're Wagwan, my guy.
You know what's funny? When you have a daughter,
too, bro.
When you have a daughter, yeah, that thing becomes techie, because we're
okay, I'll say straight, yeah. This guy, yeah, man like Peter Andrews, you will never find him because he's not on social media. A granddad. I was there looking at Beatrice, yeah, and he's like, wait, what you got? I was like, I've got a daughter, man. I want no boys. Like, I've got 3 grandsons. No, I told my son, the way you do it, yeah, is when you do it, when you get in there, the last go, you stick it in and then you go. He goes, wait. He goes, when you have a daughter, you've got to worry about all the other dicks. When you have a son, you've got to worry about one dick. Yeah. I was like, man, like, people move, bro. I don't want to hear this.
When you have a daughter, yeah, it's because the thing is, when it's a boy, it's just like, yeah, crack on. When you have a daughter, like even me, like now when I pick up my kids from school, and Frankie just playing and then Eden we're playing, there's so many things where I'm like, wait a minute, because I've got friends that are scumbags, so I'm like, so sometimes I can't help it. Sometimes I see a little boy do something, and I'm like, you're a future scumbag, but he's just a kid. She's like, one time, like, she had a bike, and this kid is like, can I have a go? I was like, nah, don't let him have a go. He's trying to sink his teeth in. Like, he's trying to see his... I was only 3 years old. But for me, that's enough. Like, I'm like, yeah, back up, mate. Get away, you know what I mean, sort of thing. But it's like, and the thing is, it's different. I guess it's difficult because Franklin is just a nice boy. So he doesn't like, he's for the most part, if like another little girl speaks to him, he's just like, do you know what I mean? So it's not even as if I can say, oh,
nah, he's gay, bro.
Little man is little man. He might be. It's not even as if like little man is like.
Shout out to LGBT.
He's going and speaking to other little girls in his thing. Where it's like
he's on his job. He's just doing his thing.
You know what I mean? For the most part, he's just like having fun. He's just a little boy. You know what I mean? He just wants to play dinosaurs or Action Man or whatever. But when it's my daughter, I can't help but upgrade the situation to. Nah, wait a minute. You know what I mean? And it's like there's a part of me that.
Oh hi, I am. What's her name?
Her name's Eden.
Oh hi, I'm Eden. Hi, do you want to play with
me? What?
What?
Nah, don't tell him that. And there's an element like it's like as she gets older, I don't know what kind of dad I'm gonna be, because for the most part now I just stare at them. I just stare at them till they go away.
Yeah, bro.
If the little boy come out, I just look at him till it goes away.
But big man, Bolden, when you understand this, yeah, like my daughter now, she's what? She's 9. It's the weird, like, for like 2 years, it's like, she's a dad. She calls me Sachin dad, innit? And then she calls me daddy, or like in text, I'm like, nah, just call me Sachin, innit? It just sounds weird.
Yeah.
But like these dons and people that talk to her, it's weird as well. It's like, oh my god, I feel like fancy this guy's church, and I'm like, oh, is he from church? I was like, okay, but even I'm like, hold on, nah, I'm a church guy. I was amazing in life back in the day, but I'm like, okay, it's what? It's like, oh, he's 2 years older than me. I was like, oh, when I heard that, no, 2 years older than you. I don't care. It's like if he's a church guy and he's 2 years older, it's like Beatrice, no. He's like, Dad, what do you mean?
I don't care if it was Jesus in reincarnated.
No.
I don't care who it was.
No. So like, my sister was like, I'm not involved. No, she was, what do you mean? I was like, my sister's like, oh my god, that's fine, it's amazing. Like my brother-in-law, Graham, he's so white in the nicest way, but he's so black. Mine busts jerk chicken, macaroni and cheese. My man does jollof rice, better than. So anyway, all that goes down, but he's the most calmest, laid-back guy that I've learned from. Where it's like going back to what I wanted to dress with you earlier, which I couldn't until I just thought, fuck it now to say it. So with your kids, I wanted to be Beatrice's best friend.
Yeah.
But what I've learned now, like you said about the whole app thing, about for them to speak to you and talk to you. So Beatrice came and spoke to me about her boyfriend. She didn't talk to her mum about it because I was that friend.
Yeah.
But the balance I've learned now, I don't want to be her best friend because I don't want to hear like, oh, Dad, I just had sex with Jimmy. I'm like, do you know what I mean? I don't know why Jimmy Neutron is in my man like Cornelius and them. I'm saying posh names, I'm manifesting it. Oh yes, I'm Jimmy from Cambridge. I'm a student from Oxford. Oh, I'm Cornelius from.
They say like Tyrone. No.
I'm not. Do you know? You hear me? No, see, I'm manifesting the name, bro. Oh, Dad, this is Sam. He's from Harvard. Oh, okay. So anyway, see, I'm not saying no Tyrone, man like Eric, man. Was it Tyrese? Anyway, so when I go back to you saying about your daughter and your kids, you can't be their best friends. You have to let your kids know there's a level of being a father, and there's a level of being a level of being a parent. Because when you let that whole boundaries go in it, like mum will always be mum and you'll always be dad in it, but in the sense of where when they're at a party, like, Dad, I'm ill, I'm like I've had a pill or something, I've had some weed or something, then they can call you. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying to you. So as a parent, I've learned with my daughter, like, yes, I've been always fun dad. What do you need? Like £50 I'm giving her for birth. I shouldn't do that, but I don't give a fudge. You know what I mean? She wanted a hoverboard, I got a hoverboard, she wanted this. I always do that things because that's my daughter, but then it's the discipline of having that. You can't spoil them because then they take advantage of it. Yeah. But when it comes to this whole, oh, Dad, this is Jamie. Oh, okay. Well gone, Jamie. Where are you from? Do you mean? Or, Dad, I've had a cigarette. I want them to tell me these things, but that's the balance that I've learned with Beatrice. So the day that I told her off and she got upset. But again, you can't be a parent like, you mean? Well,
it's one of the things, bro. Like, that's one thing I had to kind of come to terms with a long time ago.
Yeah, brother, as a parent,
I had to kind of say, like, I have to, like, I can't care whether or not my kids like me. I do, but I can't care because the reason being is because I remember I had this conversation with my partner.
Like, Dad, I want Bob the Builder. No, he's gonna hate you. You can't care about
but
that.
It's a case of, I said, like, my job is to make sure that you have everything you need to survive. So that should I not be here, I've done all I can to make you so that you have all the tools you need to go through life. Eventually, if I teach you the right things, then eventually you'll understand. Eventually you're gonna come to me and be like, yeah, I'll get it. But if I get to this point where I try to, because the truth is, most of the time they're gonna be like, I want to do this. I'm gonna be like, no, you ain't doing that. And it's a case of, one, I need to understand it's not personal in a sense. I guess it isn't because you're my kid, but it's not because I just want to ruin your fun or whatever it is. None of that nonsense. But it's a case of, my job is not for me and you to be friends. That is a bonus, and I'd love for us to have a great relationship. But my first priority is to make sure that you understand between wrong and right. You understand how to navigate between people. You understand that there are consequences to what you do, and I need you to understand what it is to be held accountable, and understand that at the end of the day,
accountability. I don't know what it is, but it's the
Omuntu app.
There we go. Boom.
But like I need you to understand that at the end of the day, at the end of it, when everything's said and done, you got no one to blame but yourself. As you said, it's always gonna be your fault to an extent in terms of whatever happens in your life, because you're the only one who can fix it. So I need you to understand that. So if the price of that is that you grow up for your teenage years thinking this guy is a prick, that's fine. I'm willing to, because the truth is, the love I have for you, it doesn't need. So for the most part, if you're getting a relationship with somebody, it's a conditional love in the sense of I need you to love me back for me to love you. If you don't love me back, then this ain't gonna work. Whereas with my children, I don't need you to love me back, because I couldn't even turn this off even if I wanted to. Bro, so there's an element that if you turn around and was like, I don't like it, there's an element that it almost doesn't matter, because I'm gonna love you regardless. Yeah, and should you say to me, F off, don't worry, but you let me know if you're good. You can not chat to me in 5 years because I made this decision. But when you come back to me, I'll treat it as if it was yesterday. I'll never hold a grudge.
And that's the parents in you.
And I think I think once I got more comfortable with that, I got more okay with sort of certain times letting them know, no, that's not happening. No, because it was one of them things because the things are. I mean, our kids are only young. These are gonna get harder. When I think about certain situations I had, I'm thinking, how am I gonna navigate that situation with them? Bro. I know what you mean, because the thing is, like, I had a similar thing with my situation, because I thought, the thing is with my dad, the thing is, I just got more vexed at him, and all I kept thinking was, one day I'm gonna thump you up, bro. When I get bigger, you're gonna try this. I'm gonna thump you up.
But have you tried it?
What, to fight my dad? No.
You mean no? To thump him?
No.
The thing is, my dad's 5 foot in it. I'm 5'11", bruv. I went gym. I'm just teaching you now. When it comes to African,
No. I know. The thing is,
you can go to gym for 10 years, bruv. Nah, you can be honest with you. Yo, your dad knows.
The thing is, like, I said to myself, like, I said to myself, I don't want to go down that route, because if I do, then there's an element he will hate me, because I'm not being raised in that. I'm not gonna be like my dad, where I'm like, that's what it is, because that's all he knew. So for the most part, if little man does something wrong, if he's really in trouble, we'll go and do exercise. So if you're gonna feel an element of discomfort, and the price we're gonna pay. So whether it is, I remember one time, he kind of lashed out at his mum a bit. So I needed him to understand, okay, that's a no. So we were both in a plank position while I'm telling him off, so that he understood, like, you know what I mean. So, but it was a case of, it was an element of, I know that if he turns out a certain way, it's on me as well to an extent. It's the boy that's like, in terms of it's either something I did do or something I didn't do.
So you're doing the plank.
Because we both got to pay the price, because I've got to pay the price, because
hold on. You was doing the plank, tell him off.
Oh yeah.
Right, that's next generation shit.
No, that's one thing I picked up from Marines a lot of times. Like,
David got his cousin.
It's fine. I mean, he can't hold it for that long. He can now, to be fair. But one of the things, like in Marines, whenever they tell us off, you be in a plank position. So one time the room wasn't clean, the barrack wasn't clean, and mate just plank position, starts giving us his lectures. I'm thinking, bruv, what's going on here? But it was like, it was a case of, and it was for him to see as well. Your point, like, this is hurting me, so I'm assuming this is hurting you as well. So we both got to pay. I've got to pay this price because you're my son and I'm raising you. And clearly, for you to do that, I've clearly not educated you about respecting your mum, and so I've got to kind of pay that price in the sense of that part is on me, because right now I'm still teaching you things. I'm the point of reference.
Facts. That's facts, man.
And for him, he has to learn that.
Especially as a mother, you can't be talking to him.
Do you know what I mean? So for the most part, I use exercise, because one is gonna get healthier and get stronger, and he's gonna understand. He's gonna, because I feel like you do the pain and discipline. It teaches you. It's like a rewarding pain. Yeah. Like it's like a good pain, because you're getting something from it.
For example, you told him off now, yeah. He's doing the plank.
Yeah.
So then next week he goes, okay, cool, plank. He's like, okay, I know what this.
He understands that. Okay,
he trains himself. Yeah.
So it's one of the things. We'll do laps. But saying that, it's a case of, I do exercise with him anyway. I do little boxing sessions with him and things like that.
But kids, man, they're unexpectable.
Do you know what I mean? It's just so they can have some discipline in it, so he can understand like that he'll pay the penance in that form, rather than me just switching on him and like, why did? Yeah, I just wanted to check with the train situation, like leading up to that. Like, where was your mind state when you sort of got to the point when you're like, okay, I'm I've had enough here.
So basically, obviously, like I was holding back on saying the main sort of element of it all is my daughter, man. Obviously now everyone knows. So yeah, got a little daughter. She's 9 years old. Yeah, sounds mad. Yeah, man's in that age. But yeah, Beatrice has like been a big part of my life. So when I got to stop not seeing her, so all of that happened, man. Like a situation happened between me, her, and when I was like reflecting on what the message said, like, I would never ever make my daughter feel the way that they said I did.
Yeah.
And then when I was cycling to the bridge, I'm not gonna lie to you, man, it was like, are we doing this? In my head, like I'm that weird guy, like I'll go to the gym in the morning, I talk to myself, innit? I'm like, what? Look cool, yeah. You know, so that happened. So anyway, when I got to that bridge, bro, I'm telling you now, going back to what you said earlier, which just made me thought about it, like the accountability of what is it going to affect. In my head, okay, you can't see your daughter, boom. I'm sleeping on my sister's sofa, what the hell? Oh, my dad's now floor.
Yeah.
What is life about? I can go and get a place and stuff, but because all the money I used to make and work with was with people that I don't really talk to anymore, and they're not the right people that to be invested into. Of course, so it's all assets.
Yeah.
Don't want to go into that much. And then the last part is that what is life about? And I honestly, when I tell you this time around, I was literally at that point where I can explain to you where you're just like, don't care.
Yeah.
So I sat on that bridge, man, like for me to hop. So when I hopped on, that's when I thought like, how can I say to you? It was literally like, I was like, Sash, today's the day. And like to explain it to anyone, you can't until you be there. Like I'm telling you now, yeah. When I sat like this, it was like a dark cloud over my head. Like darkness, just dark. The phone was ringing.
Yeah.
Man, like Steve was walking past, and my eyes was closed, but I was looking this way, and he was like, "You alright, man?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." What are you doing? I was like, I was just doing this motion. I was just swinging my legs.
Yeah.
And my phone was ringing. I remember like the first time before he came, I picked up. It was Grace. I was just like, I've had enough. I'm gone. I'm good. She was like, "Don't you dare. Don't you let your daughter not see have not be without a father."
Yeah.
I was like, well, she's got fucking your husband, da da da.
Yeah.
And then I put the phone down, and then Graham called and everything. And I'm just like going back for that. Bruv, I'm telling you right now, the emotions I had, feel like, you know me as that guy. I would never ever thought, bro, but honestly, like, I'm gonna just be real to everyone right now. When I sat on that bridge, I couldn't give a crap about anyone. And I'm going through that right now, and I'm seeing it right now.
Yeah.
The darkness that you can only experience it through people telling you, one. Number two, I was sat there.
Yeah.
Like these fucking shoes, this 2-piece top. Prestige, obviously. Doesn't mean fuck all in life, man. And that's what I said to you. Like, I was stripped down, bruv. And that was the day where I said Sachin Boyson was not needed in this world.
Right.
But at the same time, Steve said, nah, Sachin Boyson is still needed. And in the space of 3 months of me coming out of what I'm doing, the impact I'm doing, like, bruv, I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired as hell. You can hear my voice.
Yeah.
Luther Vandross. Let's get it on. Yeah. But honestly, like, everything that I'm doing, from the new career of the cooking stuff, from being a chef stuff, training, I'm passionate, I'm positive, and everything I'm doing, like, I said to people, look, you can donate, you can help, you can support, that's cool. I've had people look at it, I'm saying to you, I've put in a link, 500 people have looked at it. One person's donated. And I'm not here to be like, big man, I don't give a crap. What I'm doing is I'm doing a positive impact.
Yeah.
But I got to that dark road. So now that people I come across and I speak to, some kid I met on the bus, when I got my hair done, shout out to Big Lizzie, my little lady does my hair. The boy lost his dad, for suicide, and then his mum. So I put him up in the hotel, because he didn't want to be at home. So I put him in the hotel in Travelodge, and I was doing the spin-a-thon. Then I checked into him. Now he's living in like a accommodation His mum basically overdosed 2 days later. Ooh. So yeah, man like Anton, I don't want to say his full name, but yeah, like when I get back home, I'm gonna check in with him. Every Tuesday we have food together.
Right.
But yeah, he's doing well. He's working at a restaurant. I got him a job. He's like a waiter, doing great. So yeah, man, like, so I'm just saying, like, whatever journey everyone is going through, whatever you're doing as a father, as a single man, as a single woman, stay to who you are. Do what you have to do, yeah? And stick to who you are as an individual. Don't let anyone ever tell you you're not nothing. Don't ever anyone tell you that you can't be anything. If you are good at speaking, talking, if you're good at OnlyFans or whatever you're doing, do your thing. No judgment. But just stick to your craft and stick to what you're doing. And when you get to that dark point, low point, Sachin at Boyson1, slide into my DMs, man, and let's talk it out.
Bruv, honestly, man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming and sort of being open and sort of vulnerable.
Thank you,
the fact that I hope that hope you felt this is like a safe space.
This is number one. Number two, Kareem Roberts, get ready, bro. Because obviously our next journey of the chefing stuff.
But like on a real, man, like I said, I think especially someone like yourself.
I've had 6 podcast people ask me to come on, yeah. And I said no, like this one, yeah, bro. It means a lot to me, man. Like studying.
It means a lot to me, man. Honestly, but for real, that you use, like I said, I would have thought to myself that Sachin, of all people, will be someone that could sort of open my eyes to really. Because, like I said, bro, I don't. Again, I admire your strength because I don't know. Really, I don't know if I took to that dark place, or even like even the situation of. No, you haven't. Being away from your kid. Like, I don't know if I could really, if I'm strong enough to handle that. And to be honest, if I was ever, if I could ever speak to God or, life in wherever it is as a metaphor, I would not ask for that journey. I wou't ask for that test.
No, but you know what I say you haven't? Because what you told me earlier. Like, you're a clever guy. Because you like, what? Should I go to? Nah, big man. I'm not. What? Auntie Shirley, Uncle Jim, and Cousin Steve's doing the bungee jump, and me. Nah, Uncle, I've got work. Oh, you can't do it, Phil. So
if it's angry,
conscious, Phil, big man, you're not about this life. Just say no. Okay, no worries, Phil. Next year, yeah. Next year, sweet. So but
it is that thing, but I think like this is like this.
Nah, you're clever, man.
This is what real strength looks like, man. I think being able to sort of come out the outside, talk about it, and like I said,
bruv, what you see is what you get with me.
Do you know what I mean? But honestly, man, bruv, I'm honestly honoured, man.
I appreciate.
I'm looking forward to the next one, bruv.
Man, like Kareem Roberts, broke dinner. Let's get back in it. But yeah, now Phil, because I said one thing out, everyone, like yesterday, obviously losing my uncle. The day before I lost him. And Phil knows this, like, was it like 1 o'clock on Sunday night? I was so tired, I was so done. And again, I'm not going to be here to sit and lie and talk bollocks or whatever, because I'm just saying how it is. I was close to just calling it another day. I've worked 2 weeks, 70 hours, doing this whole new career thing I'm doing, of this cooking stuff. I love it, I get it. The one person I miss, which everyone knows, is my little daughter, but the one person, and it's not just saying because he's my boy, because he's a dickhead, because he's better than me in the duggy. Don't laugh at that. Take it back. Take it back, boy. But nah, Phil, bro, honestly, bro. Like that day, like, I went to the gym because of you. And me as well. But because of you saying, like, yo, keep going, keep pushing, like.
100%, bro. Like, it's almost like you owe it to yourself, man, because like I think this, from what you've just done already in just this short space of time when you started this, I can only imagine what it's gonna be like in 5 years' time, and the people you would have touched.
That's the scary part, man.
It's such a
I
feel like at one point, if you keep going with this, at one point you're gonna think, I can't believe none of this nearly didn't happen.
I've had people from Switzerland, Germany, Amsterdam, Canada, New Zealand, out Australia, fucking, mate, it's been mad, love. Like the reach is done, and I'm not gonna lie,
bruv.
I think it's because I'm quite good looking. I think that must be this, because A couple of mums have messaged me like, hey,
what I love about the most is like most of the time when people go on these journeys, they pay a price with a bit of them that is missing. But you seem to have kept all that energy that you had way back when we first met. And then some, as well as you've developed a sense of realism.
I can't be Windows 95 with the back off, bro. I look at your TV. Your TV's a flash. If you had the big one with the back off, I'd be like, yo, Phil.
But it's one of the things where, like, do you know what I mean? I think that's an accomplishment in itself, that you've come out the other side and you're still sashing.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, like I said, a lot of times.
Hey guys,
you're still you. Do you know what I mean? In that sense, and I think, and now you're sort of, like I said, when I said, you know, it's an honor to watch you sort of let the world see just what you're capable of, and I think you owe yourself to just continue keep doing that.
Man. Like even people tell me I'm inspirational, that, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
Keep going, man. Keep
Shout
going.
out to the baby mama.
But we're like looking forward to the next episode.
Thank you, Phil, man.
Kareem.
See you next time.